If you clicked on this video, chances are you've been playing a bit of Diablo IV for the past 6 months, and you're considering dabbling in PvP. Or maybe you've even tried PvP out and you're wondering, hey, what are those two icons that show up in the top right corner? Well, the game has been out for quite a while now, and to be honest, I couldn't find anything online that did a great job of explaining everything in PvP in a way that was simple to understand and not full of filler. So after spending a fairly extensive amount of time collecting ears in the Fields of Hatred, I figured I would make a video explaining all of the mechanics of this area, especially what is in my opinion the coolest and least talked about mechanic, Hatred's Chosen. First off, let's go over how PvP or player versus player works in Diablo IV. Once you're in tier 3 difficulty or higher, there are these Helltide looking areas on the map called Fields of Hatred. Each of these areas has a town that's a safe zone, but outside of the town you're pretty much at nature's mercy. This is because in the Fields of Hatred, anyone who toggles the setting called Mark for Blood can attack you, even if you are not blood marked yourself. As long as one of the two players who come into contact are marked for blood, you will both be able to inflict damage on each other. Now if you're wondering why someone would mark themselves for blood, the main reason is to collect Seeds of Hatred. Seeds of Hatred are basically a form of currency that you can only collect in the Fields of Hatred, and you can use them on certain cosmetics or even some other things when you're in the towns attached to the Fields of Hatred. My personal favorites are the Bloody Mount and the Mount Armor, which are especially fitting in this current season of Blood, but all of the cosmetics are a great way of showing off considering the time required and difficulty of obtaining them. Now in order to actually keep and use the seeds you gather well out in the fields, you must purify your seeds at any of the altars of extraction in the area. Attempting to purify your seeds starts a 50-second ritual. During this ritual, small waves of enemies pop up, but those enemies aren't really the real threat here. Starting a ritual sends a notice to anyone in the area, letting them know that someone is attempting to purify seeds at an altar of extraction and showing their exact location on the map. So this is where you are most likely to get into a battle with a blood-marked player. Now while you don't need to be blood-marked to collect and purify seeds in the fields, as doing things like killing the area's boss, the Seething Abomination, will give you an okay amount, nothing really compares to the amount you can potentially take from another player after defeating them. To give you a bit of a reference, the Seething Abomination drops between 2,000 and 3,000 seeds, and I've collected as much as 12,000 from killing another player before. On top of this, when you defeat a player, there's a chance for them to drop an ear, which has absolutely no value, but it's a nice little trophy for you. But this is why it's so important to weigh out the risk to reward ratio of trying to purify a lot of seeds at one time. Do you attempt a lot of rituals, purifying small batches of seeds, or do you save up one big batch and start an incredibly risky ritual to purify them all at once? That choice is completely up to you, but make sure you choose wisely, as if you die without purifying those seeds, they're all lost. Now the other big mechanic that I think is really cool but pretty difficult to find proper information about online is Hatred's Chosen. If you're out and about and you happen to defeat another player, you'll notice a new icon pop up right next to your seeds. This icon out of 100 is for the Hatred's Chosen system. Each time you kill another player, you will gain some points towards the 100 required. While I couldn't find a clear answer for this online, from my experience, the amount of points you gain from defeating another player depends on how many times you have killed that player already in the Fields of Hatred. For example, if you kill a player for the first time, you will get 10 points. If they come back to get revenge and you kill them again, you will get 5 points this time. And if they still haven't learned and they come back any more times after that only to be defeated again, you will only get 2 points each time. My best guess is this is some sort of anti-cheat system preventing you from having a friend getting smacked over and over again in an attempt to become Hatred's Chosen. So what is Hatred's Chosen? Well, when you fill up the 100 points here, which takes quite a long time and at minimum 10 PvP kills in a row, you become Hatred's Chosen. This starts a 5-minute timer notifying everyone in the area of your location and preventing you from purifying any seeds while the timer counts down. So prepare for a lot of stress if this happens, because you can expect other players to be coming for you non-stop if you are Hatred's Chosen. I read online that while you are Hatred's Chosen, you can siphon a ton of Seeds of Hatred from all enemies around, though this seems to be something that was patched out by Blizzard and sort of forgotten about, as the last articles that I could find about it online were from many months ago, so you don't actually get that many seeds from successfully completing the Hatred's Chosen timer. Instead, what you do get is the title of Hatred's Chosen for your character, which is a pretty big flex considering its difficulty. Now it's absolutely worth mentioning that if you die while attempting to become Hatred's Chosen, you lose all of your accumulated points, which is what makes this challenge so difficult unless your build is absolutely game-breaking like mine. Yes, that's me as a level 63 easily defeating other players that are 15 levels above me. And if enough people are interested in my sorcerer build, let me know down below and I will happily make a video breaking it down. Now I also want to clarify that if you die while in the Fields of Hatred, or if you leave the area for any reason, including just fast traveling to the other Fields of Hatred, you will lose all your accumulated unpurified seeds and all of your Hatred's chosen points. That is what makes it so difficult to both collect these cosmetics and earn the title of Hatred's Chosen. And that's why you've likely not seen a lot of people online with these cosmetics or the title. As an FYI, to get the title of Hatred's Chosen, I had to spend over 2 hours and get roughly 20 PvP kills in a row without dying. So yeah, you can decide for yourself if it's worth it or not. Anyways, that's all for the video today, guys. Hopefully this one helped you better understand how PvP works in Diablo 4, and if it did, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. I don't just talk about Diablo here on the channel, but considering it is one of my favorite games, you can expect to see a video about it every so often. As always, take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.